official time. 2 minutes, 33 seconds of round number 2. Our referee in charge, Luis Babon, reaches the count of 10. Therefore, your winner by way of knockout, still undefeated, and now the WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Hamza the Quiet Storm Shiraz.
Hamza Shiraz, the WBO super middleweight champion of the world. That will be music to his ears. What a
Andy Lee, the team and everyone, man. In all honesty, I done what I was meant to do tonight. Let's not get it twisted. But now it's got me on to the world stage officially. And yeah, calling on all 168 pounders.
What a place to do it as well, Hamza, and what a week it's been. Your beloved Arsenal winning the Premier League and to become world champion in front of the Pyramids. It's fairy tale stuff, isn't it, really?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Like I said, Arsenal, they set the tone, didn't they? Put a little bit of pressure on me, but now I've handed the baton to them and hopefully I do the double.
You say that you did what you were supposed to do tonight. I know you respect all your opponents headed into a fight, and look, they don't give out world championships, but in terms of your performance and what you were able to deliver against Begic, was that pretty much perfect?
It was, yeah, it was just simple. It was simple, just I saw he was very negative from as soon as I landed the first punch, and then it was about just walking him down and getting him out of there, and that's what we done.
And you're a great fighter at middleweight, Hamza, but it seems since you've moved up to 168 pounds, back-to-back stoppages now you're a world champion, alongside this man who also won one of those WBO belts back in his day as well. You seem like a formidable version of Hamza Shiraz right now. Does it feel that way?
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, it was a meant-to-be moment for me and this man, Andy Lee, next to me. The stories aligned, the icing on the cake tonight, but just a massive shout-out to him, man. He makes everything a lot easier for me. But at the same time, I've done a lot of work in America with my old coach as well, Ricky Funes. So, listen, the work I've done with him is not forgotten as well, so a shout out to him.
Before we bring in Andy Lee, just need to ask you about what's next. Obviously, need to let you enjoy the moment, but you know the business, you know it's about building storylines, building narratives. There's a couple of fighters ringside as well, Canelo Alvarez and Billy in the house. For yourself, I just get the feeling, Hamza, you'll feel you're just getting started now.
Yeah, but listen, I'll fight anyone. Listen, there was boxing royalty ringside tonight, and I'm trying to follow in their footsteps. So I'm just beating whoever's put in front of me. Listen, we know who was meant to be in the ring tonight, but obviously for whatever reason that didn't happen. So I'm going to collect all the belts, and inshallah this time next year you could see Hamza Shiraz as a unified champion at the 168 division.
The winner of Canelo and Billy, another crack at the WBC world title, be the preferred route.
Listen, if Canelo wins, that's up to him at the end of the day. That's up to him. I believe he is one of the GOATs in boxing, so to share the ring with him would be an honour, and if I get the opportunity, I'll definitely be getting the win for sure. And
how proud are you to be this man as a trainer, his first world champion in the stable as well?
It's mad when you actually say it, and it's crazy, you know, alhamdulillah always, and just props to him. I can't thank him enough. I honestly can't. You know, I've worked with him only in 2 fights now, become a world champion, so sky's the limit, inshallah.
Let's bring in Andy Lee. Andy, congratulations to yourself as well. What a great achievement for you and the team all in the ring as well here this evening. How proud are you of Hamza Shiraz becoming world champion here tonight?
Yeah, listen, it's not just me. He's got Manny, Paul, Adil, his brother Keith, Tommy, and Jason Quigley. He's got one of the best teams I've ever seen. They're so professional, they do everything for a team, and they all have a job and a reason to be there. He's only getting better. He's only going to get better. He's been out of the ring for 10 months. Wait and see what he does. He's a special fighter. He's only going to get better.
I want to give a shout out to this man as well, Spencer, for everything he's done as well. So big shout out to you, Spence. Thank you very much.
You deserve it, Hams. I predicted the 3rd round, but he got me beat. So, but what a fighter! What a fighter! There's a lot of exciting times to come.
You're the man to ask this, probably, Spencer, on the business side of things. How do you move Hamza forward now? Unifications, big fights. What's next?
You look like
We go and speak to Turkey Al Sheikh, and Frank Warren, George Warren. I'd like to see him back in England for one big fight, and then we march on to the face of boxing, Canelo. That's the fight we want. That's the fight we've come here. You see how destructive he is. You see how mean and nasty he is. The sky's the limit for this kid.
Thank you, Spencer. Hamza, final words here. As I say, this is your moment. Do you have a final message, a final bit of thought you want to leave here tonight in this ring?
Listen, just a massive shout out to everyone who's been supporting me, man. Everyone who's helped me from day one to where I am now. Listen, this is just the start, man. I'm telling you, this is just the start. And you'll see a lot more of me, inshallah. Just
the start, I have no doubt. Hamza Shiraz, one thing is for sure for now, though. You are world champion. Congratulations to you and well done.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Tony Smiles. I am your third man in the ring. And guess what? We're here for Oleksandr Usyk, the heavyweight champion of the world, the lineal heavyweight champion, because right now he's unified. He got stripped of a couple of titles there. And this guy over here, this guy's kickboxing champion and has about 66 fights, but had one boxing fight, I guess in the last year or whatever. He is not a boxer. He is a kickboxer. If you watch any of his fights, he uses his feet a lot. And his name is Rico Verhoeven. Let's look at the tail of the tape and see what he's up to. Here we got the tail of the tape for Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven. He's 2 years younger than Oleksandr Usyk, the formerly undisputed heavyweight champion and the lineal champion. He has never been defeated. As you can see here, he's given up 2 inches, in height, 2 inches in height. And in reach, he's given up a lot at 83 inches in reach. He's given up a lot in reach. And here's the records that I was telling you about for his kickboxing. He does have one boxing professional fight, allegedly. And he won that. But this is his professional record. You can see he lost 10 times in 76 fights. But he got 66 wins. Oleksandr Usyk got 24 wins, but he's an Olympic champion and has amateur pedigree in boxing. He has never been defeated in professional boxing. And now he's taking on what I would call a champion, but let's be honest, he's a tin can. He's a tin can, ready to get shot. The fights I've watched from Rico, I did some footage on him, and again, he uses his feet to set up his punches that are not clean. He don't have any clean punches. They're powerful though. Do not underestimate that power. And Usyk better have be prepared for whatever onslaught he comes with power. Try to avoid it getting hit and put him away, put him out of his misery early. You don't want to go 12 rounds with this guy, because if he gets that one shot, he becomes champion off the street, literally off the street. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people will complain, look, this guy hasn't earned a shot at the heavyweight championship. He hasn't. You've seen it in the Rocky movie, and you're seeing it with other people like Buster Douglas. They didn't earn their way. Well, maybe Buster Douglas earned some of it because he was a professional boxer all the time, but this guy's a kickboxer. So here's the thing. That's the beauty about boxing. Not UFC, not baseball, not football, not basketball. Anybody off the street can come in and get a shot at the championship. Again, they made movies out of this. Rocky is one of them. And the underdogs sometimes win. Look at Andy Ruiz. Look at Buster Douglas. What we haven't had yet is some MMA guy upsetting a boxer. And a boxer with pedigree and skills. What we have seen is some YouTuber upset MMA champions over and over and over and over again. The UFC does not make any boxers. They make a lot of grappling, a lot of holding, a lot of rolling around in the ground, you know, humping each other, all that craziness. Isn't that pro wrestling holds? They got less holds in pro wrestling than the UFC and MMA. But I give it to you, some of those guys are some tough guys. They could take abuse. They durable. They get punched in the face multiple times and keep coming. That doesn't make them a skilled fighter, because somebody with hand skills can destroy them from a distance. And we know that from watching what's going on in the Middle East. The U.S. dropped bombs on them. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? All their weapons got destroyed. Their bunkers got destroyed. What you gonna do? We destroyed the ships. What you gonna do? When missiles come flying, if you can't counter those missiles, there's nothing you can do but get hurt, get hit. That's the same way I'm talking about boxers with skills. That's what's going to happen tonight. We all are looking for an upset. And the only reason we're looking for an upset is because Usyk had the cojones to take this fight. The same thing we had when Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou. And he almost did it. Francis Ngannou almost did it. Some people even say that he did it. I don't think he did it. I don't think he won. But the judges made the right decision and the right person won. And then when they put him on the rankings in the top 10, they put Francis Ngannou in the top 10 with one fight. With one fight, they put him in the top 10 rankings for the heavyweights. Guess what? He gets another heavyweight fight. Not for no championship. Anthony Joshua showed him that when they dropping missiles, you ain't prepared. This is what I'm looking for tonight from Oleksandr Usyk. I am giving the nod to the champion and the former two-time undisputed champion, Oleksandr Usyk. He is the best pound-for-pound heavyweight of our generation. Best. He has beaten everybody. Everybody that had a name, he beat him. But if you take this guy lightly, I am not going to be upset if Rico knocks your ass out. I am not going to be upset. Rico should not be in this position. Everybody knows it. He only got one fight, one real professional fight. That kickboxing stuff, nobody's ever heard of it. Nobody's watching it. Nobody cares. And he fought tin cans over there. I seen the guys he fought. They ain't have no skills either. They were allowing Rico to kick him. Do something, man. Have some defense. Same thing that the MMA has. A lot of them don't have no pugilistic defense. They don't know how to block anything. So what I'm looking for here is for an upset by Rico to the heavyweight division and making history. Everybody loves an underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog story. And it's going to open up the heavyweight division for everybody at that point. And we had an upset tonight. For me, anyways, you got a young prospect trying to come up, and he took a fight that he wasn't ready for. He wasn't ready for. And that was Richard Torres from California. This guy, I was hoping he'd fight Moses Atama when Moses Atama gets his belt. But his promoters, his trainers, whoever was controlling his future decided to put him in with Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is no slouch. He got power. And guess what? If you watch this video from the start, you can see what happened to Torres. Go back and watch it if you missed it. He decimated him. He decimated him. Mind you, he was boxing good. He didn't move his head right. He was leaning forward. They knew that from watching video, that he had that bad habit of leaning forward when he threw an overhand punch or a right. He would lean forward. So what happened? They timed him. He threw an uppercut, and he couldn't stand the power. He fell back on his head flat, like Sonny Liston. Now he got to go back to the drawing board, man. I wish him a lot of luck. I don't want him to disappear. I still think the Moses Atama fight would be a good fight, but now his chin is suspect. His chin is suspect. We don't know if he can handle the heavyweight division at the higher tiers now because he's been touched. Now he got a losing record. So does Frank Sanchez, but Frank Sanchez was smart. He fought somebody with lesser skills, so now he looks good. So he got himself back up on the charts. Frank Sanchez, he's a Cuban fighter. He got the Cuban style of fighting as a heavyweight. Guess what? He knocked him out flat. And mind you, the courage of Torres to try to get up after that was great. I like the heart, but he couldn't. He fell back down. That said, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, because if you're not watching this live, you're going to be missing out. A lot of times YouTube disrupts the feed, and then later on in post production, they force an edit for whatever reason. And then you miss the information that I was putting out. You get snippets. So hit that bell notification so you don't miss a thing from this channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your best friend. If you love boxing, I'm going to make you love boxing even more. So right now we've been waiting for the ring entrances for Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven, the king of kickboxing. They're not nowhere near on that ramp yet. They're in Egypt, so that's why we're here early. Normally we'd be a lot later than 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, for a boxing match on a Saturday. But this is a professional boxing match in Egypt. It's not even in Saudi Arabia. It's in Egypt, and it's a different time zone. We are waiting for them to come out. We have the commentators on the program talking. There's music. So again, we don't want no problems with YouTube. YouTube, we don't want no problems, man. We're just trying to make a living here and get our entertainment on. Boxing is entertainment, and the discussion with boxing is also entertainment. We're just trying to do it. We don't want no problems. Stop trying to copyright me for nothing. I'm not trying to violate no copyright for nobody. Okay? I'm here to report, and when the news media, they have the right to freedom of speech and showing evidence of whatever they're talking about. We've been watching that since we were kids. Everybody was watching it on the news. They show footage, they show clips. Ain't no different here, so I don't know why y'all coming after me. Look, we need more subscribers. If this helps bring the channel up, YouTube, keep doing it. If it's not, leave me alone. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss a thing when I go live. This summer, there's going to be some good fights coming up, and there's going to be some funny fights like this one that's coming up. This is the year of crossovers, they call it, or whatever. There's gonna be a lot of funny fights, and the best are not really fighting the best. And then when we get the bill passed, I'm not even gonna call it the Ali Act no more. I'm gonna call it the UFC Act, or the TKO Act, or even the Zuffa Act, because they're the ones changing the game to everything has to be the UFC format or the WWE format, where the fighters are independent contractors. They don't get paid enough. Let me tell you, WWE, the top guys, they get paid more than any of the UFC guys ever. And we're talking about in the millions. Roman Reigns gets paid, and he don't work that much. He's on a part-time schedule. He's one of the top earners over there. And yes, wrestling is fake. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But it's entertainment. And yes, they do put their bodies on the line, doing crazy flips, something that wasn't done back when I was a kid. There was less of that. There was more of actually wrestling holds and power moves like body slams and even choke holds, submission moves. That when we were young and we tested them out, we were like, oh, this works. This is real. You start believing wrestling is real because they're doing those holds. The only difference, they ain't applying no pressure. Now you got a lot of monkey business where jokers is always flipping off the top rope. If they don't flip off the top rope, they don't think they're doing anything. They want to jump off the top rope. I ain't mad at that. There were a few in the early years of the WWF that used to jump off the top rope. Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Definitely the elbow off the top from Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. We know what we're talking about. But when that Zufo Act gets fully implemented, there's going to be a whole different era of boxing. And right now, there's some foolish boxers that are signing with them. They are, how can I say this? They're limiting their ability. If they're actually good, they're limiting their earning potential. They're limiting their earning potential. And the problem with that is, instead of signing you for 1 or 2 years and then re-up if they need you or they know, if they don't, they signing you up for 5, 10 years. And you can't get out. UFC right now, they're like, oh, well, I would have that fight, but I got to get out of my UFC contract. If you sign in a 10-year deal with no guarantees, because you ain't getting no guarantees, they can put you on the shelf. They'll pay you the bare minimum wage, because WWE does that right now. TKO does that right now. If you get hurt, they're gonna pay your medical bills, and then they're gonna give you the minimum way to survive. And if you've been living, let's say you started a good career, you've been living up at a higher tax bracket, and then all of a sudden you go down to minimum, that money not going to stretch, and that's not going to go anywhere. You probably could lose your house if you got a mortgage, because most people don't know how to manage their money properly. So especially boxers, UFC guys who came off the street, that never had no financial training, all of a sudden they come up with all this money, and they're like the lottery winner. You hit the lottery, and then that money's gone by the next year. It's like, yo, where did all that? You just won $1 million. Where did it all go? Well, I bought $1 million house. Well, how are you paying for it? I'm not. I'm going into foreclosure and bankruptcy. And if you want to know about anybody who's doing that right now, go ahead and look up Money Mayweather. One of the greatest boxers, deemed greatest boxers in this generation. And some may argue in all of boxing generation. But he's going broke. He's going broke. Mayweather is in trouble. Is in trouble. He's bleeding money, and by the millions. I don't think he can do enough exhibitions and real boxing matches to keep up with that loss. And I don't think he's doing the math correctly. He needs to let go of a lot of his assets and downsize real quick. But sometimes, like I said, once you've been living that higher tax bracket, it's hard to come down, especially if you bind it by a mortgage or a contract or something. You got to wait until those assets be able to be liquidated. Hey, you shouldn't have got into them. You know, what are you doing buying up, you know, the Upper West, the whole Upper West Side without having the backing? Oh, we'll lend you the money. But you don't have any real income coming in because you retired. And right now, Terrence Crawford is doing the same thing. He says he got good investments. We'll see in a couple of years when he's still not boxing. Now he's older, and You know, he's living that lifestyle. He got 7 kids, spending money all left and right, traveling all over the world. Unless he gets a managerial job with Turki Al-Sheikh and Turkey start giving him money, then he's in trouble. Because he showed up to this bout. He's in the audience tonight. He's in Egypt. Did they send for him or did he pay his way? And is he flying commercial? Or does he have a private jet? Because those private jets are not cheap. Even if you own one, it's not cheap. Maintenance, the fuel, gas prices are up. What do you think jet fuel is happening? What's happening to jet fuel? Please. So I don't want Terence Crawford to go down that same route, but hey, you need to slow down. Slow down. Slow down. That money could last forever. But if you're spending more than that money's bringing in, you done. You are done. You are done. And Money Mayweather's traveling that route. The breaking news this week is that he got some stripper who worked at his club. He owned a strip club. The stripper got pregnant. He told her to abort the child. She didn't. And she took him to court for child support. Once that kicks in, hey, no asset that you own is protected. The lawyers will work for free. They will do pro bono work for these women because they know they're gonna win. Once they win, then they drop that bill. Then they drop that bill because they're the first ones to collect the money for the defendant or plaintiff, excuse me, because it's a civil matter for the plaintiff. And then they give the rest to whatever's left over to the plaintiff. They take their money off the top because they received the check. They're the lawyer. Then they pass on their check to their client, whatever's left over. And if the state or city, they want to claim that, look, this person, stripper was on subsidies or whatever, guess what? They want to cut. Then they give the lawyer the check. He takes a cut. And then the rest goes to the woman or the plaintiff. Excuse me. Does the child get any of that? Most likely not. Most likely not. Most times they don't. But I digress. We're waiting for them to walk in. Right now they're doing a lot of special. Hamza Shiraz, as you heard, Hamza Shiraz just got a regular, I think, WBO championship that was vacated by Terence Crawford because all the super welterweight belts are scattered to the winds. Canelo and then Billy are going to fight for one of Crawford's belts. They elevated in Billy. He was that regular champion. Now he's the super champion. They're talking about that Rolly has vacated his WBO belt, so they keep claiming that Hamza Shiraz is now the super champion because he beat a Hammernegger. I mean, if you watch the fight that just came on, the so-called co-main event, that guy ain't had no skills. He didn't pose no threat. I mean, he was so small, white guy from England. I mean, he didn't even throw any punches, like no punches, to nothing. He was skating around the ring, and he was letting them Hamza Shiraz punch him all over. Like Hamza Shiraz was never in any danger. By the second round, he was hitting him in the head, and finally the guy was ducking under. Like he was hitting him repeatedly, like some type of street fighter type, And I'm like, yo, duck, do something. Then he ducked, and then he picked up to guard from getting hit like that again, and got caught to the liver. And that was the end of the fight. And you heard it earlier on the audio. I don't really like Hamza Shiraz like that, but he's moving up, and he's going to be the next face if he keeps going the way he's going. I don't think he got those skill sets. I haven't seen him in trouble like that. He does have power hands, and some people call him a cheater, but hey, if you get caught with that punch and he supposedly got something in his hand wraps and you allowing that to happen, that's on you. That's on you. Duck. He hit you once, duck, guard, move, get out the way. You can't just stand there and hit you. He hit you 3-4 times with the same rhythm. With the same rhythm, like boom, 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 boom. Come on, man. It's boom, duck, boom, and counter. It's boom, duck, and counter. Not let him pound it on you. Come on, man. And guys looking at the ground, at the canvas. If you're looking at the canvas, that's where you want to go. You're not looking for your opponent. You're not looking at him. You're not looking at him. A high guard looking at the ground, at the canvas, you're telling me, hey, that's where I want to go. So he hit him on the top of his temple, on the back of the head, not completely, rabbit punch, but on the side, it's legal. It's a hook. The guy finally ducks under it. Hamza Shirak misses. He does not counter back. He gets in that high guard, and he brings his elbow just high enough to Hamza Shirak hit that liver. Boom! Beautiful liver shot. And all these guys over there right now, most of the fights tonight ended in liver shots. Boom! I'm like, all right, this is where the fight. All of them, almost all of them ended with liver shots in the undercard. You got to guard, you got to defend, you got to move out the way. You got to hold. I know holding, today, one guy held one time. The second time he held, the referee didn't even call, he didn't warn him the first time. By the time he held the second time, he took a point off. And then there was a 4-round fight. You taking a point off for holding? With no warning? What are you doing? You just giving him the fight? Because in a 4-round fight, you lose a point. If you close in any of the rounds and then you won the last round, the guy's going to win because you lost the point. That's just 4-round boxing. The amateurs, amateurs is 3 rounds. Same thing. Same thing. You lose a point, you can score a knockdown, you might as well lose the fight. You got to win another 2 rounds. But if it's a close fight, you win 1 round, he wins 1 round. The third round is nearly a tie. It could end up in a draw, or you could win it, and the referee gets involved and takes a point off. You just lost the fight. You just lost the fight. That's how it is. The referee, you was fighting your opponent, the judges, and the referee. And you're not going to win against the referee. You're not going to win. He can stop the fight anytime and say, well, I saw enough. How many boxers were winning matches that I've seen? They were winning their match. One hard shot and the referee stops the fight. Or a flurry of punches that don't even connect. The referee stops the fight. This is why I told my boxers, hey, you cannot be leaning on the ropes. Do not be leaning on the ropes. That high guard is good for nothing. If you're not countering or moving out the way. You cannot stand on the ropes and rope-a-dope. This ain't 1972, 1974, 1967, 1974, 75. We're not doing that no more. Don't stand up against the rope, lean on it. Technically, that's a knockdown. If the ropes are holding you up and you're getting hit, that's a knockdown. Because if the ropes weren't there, you'd be outside the ring. Wait until judges start implementing that rule and start giving you standing 8 counts. And you're like, what happened? Yeah, you was leaning up against the ropes. He hit you with one punch that looked like it hurt or deflected off your glove, and the referee decided to give you a standing 8 count because you were leaning back on the ropes. And there's a lot of good boxers out there that use the ropes as leverage. I ain't mad at that. If the referee don't call you out on it, do it. Everything's fair game. Protect yourself at all times. But bouncing off the ropes like, WWE and then throwing, a hard power punch, no, it's nothing new. Guys do it in the gym all the time. All the time. All the time. The worst fights most boxers have ever had is in the gym. It's not even on any event. It's in the gym. Guys get froggy. Guys you don't know. You just randomly getting thrown in the ring with somebody. You don't know who the guy is. You don't know what kind of skill set he got. And if you start beating him, what tactics is he going to pull? The older veteran fighters that are in the gym, they really don't have, no real careers. Some of them ain't even journeymen, but they professional fighters. They just been hanging out in the gym, beating up on people. I mean, there's a YouTuber right now. He does that. He does that. I'm going to call him anti-orthodox. And then he posts those videos. He beating up on guys that got lesser skill set or no skill set. Using tactics that, guys like him use in the ring. Got no championships that nobody knows about. Got some skill sets that he learned in, cheat codes that he learned while hanging around in the gym. And then an anti-orthodox fighter here, he videotaping him hitting people. I'm an old man, and I'll tear that mother lover up if he tries some bull crap like that with me. Because I know it. I dealt with it. When I first started boxing, I dealt with guys like him. Taking advantage or trying to take advantage, using their shoulder, their elbow, their hands are dropped, and they're doing like this. Come on, man. Please. You drop your guard, you try to disrespect, you going out. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm either going to knock you out on the chin or I'm going to hit you in the liver. But you're going to go out showboating like that. And no, I'm not going to be at reach so you can throw your punches and see. No, I'm going to be inside. I'm going to be right in the pocket with you. Because you can't handle that. You can't handle that pressure. You know who I'm talking about. But that said, man, we're waiting for these guys to come down to the ring, and they're busy talking. I don't know what the stall is, but again, Hamza Shiraz ended his fight early in 2 rounds, so I guess they're waiting for some people to show up, maybe for the fighters to finally get ready. We're waiting for Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven to make the ring walk down for this heavyweight championship fight. Early on, like I said, it was a sad case where Richard Torres, California boxer, who was up and coming prospect, got knocked out, got his first loss. He's no longer undefeated by Frank Sanchez, the Cuban fighter, who also had 1 loss on his record as well, and just from the fight before this one. And he came back and, proved himself that he belongs in the heavyweight division at this point. If you want to see some of the clip, just rewind this video to the beginning, and you'll see the damage he did to Torres. Man, I was looking forward to Torres doing some great things. I still am, but now his O is gone. He needs a championship belt now more than ever. And when some guys like, that made it already, like Terrence Crawford say, he don't need a belt. Yeah, he says that now when he was retiring, but when he was coming up, He was looking for those belts because nobody knew who he was. And without those belts, they can't, they can't make any real money. And the problem is right now, and this is why the Zuffa Act is becoming more and more popular for some people, because there's too many championship belts. There's too many. That's the argument. There's too many championship belts. You got the regular champion, the super champion, the what do you call it? The franchise champion. You got all these fake champions, and then the real champion is diluted in the whole mix. Because technically, right now, Oleksandr Usyk is the heavyweight champion of the world. Nobody's ever beat him, and all these other champions that got belts from him because he vacated them or they stripped them, they claim to be champions. But they didn't beat the man who beat the man who's still active. I can understand if he retired like Terrence Crawford. He took the belts, never defended the belts at 168. Never. He had no intention of defending them. He retired. The belts go to the wind. And then now you got regular champions becoming the world champion at their division. Okay, that's understandable. You couldn't fight. You couldn't fight for it because the guy quit or retired. Okay, but as far as beating the champion while he's still champion, we got a couple like that in several divisions. Because I like David Benavidez, I really do, but I think he should have earned that WBC belt instead of getting it stripped because they owed him a favor because they were, the WBC was we back Canelo and they wouldn't let. The WBC could have stripped Canelo a long time ago, like they did Bivol. They could have stripped him way before Crawford and all of that, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They could have stripped him. Look, that's your mandatory. You got to fight him. And every time Benavidez become mandatory, he beats the next guy under him to become, the number one contender. The WBC was like, no. And the other belts followed. No. They didn't even, some of the other belts, the IBF, I think, or the WBO, didn't even rank David Benavidez. The WBC always ranked up David Benavidez. So they owed him a favor. They was like, you know what, don't even fight Canelo. Canelo got another path, and he's not, they probably talked him out of fighting at 168, so he moved up in weight. I'm not going to wait for Canelo no more. And what's the first thing they do? They stripped Bivol, who just became undisputed. They stripped him, the WBC. They stripped him, and they gave the title to David Benavidez. Now, if Bivol wants to be undisputed, he has to go fight David Benavidez. But Bivol is like Terrence Crawford right now. He's a big name. He don't need the belts. He don't need them. He can fight whoever he wants. If you don't want to fight David Benavidez, so be it. You already stripped the belt from him. You stripped the belt. Why would I want to give you more sanction money? You took the belts from me. Leave it over there. But David Benavidez is doing great things. David Benavidez should be the one on this side fighting Oleksandr Usyk. I don't know if he's confident enough. I don't know what the situation is. But he's capable of fighting a heavyweight. And mind you, if you look at the weight that came in, I think Rico came in at 269 pounds, something like that. And then Usyk came in at about 240 or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on it. But I know it was like 30-pound difference between them. If Usyk can do it, I'm pretty sure David Benavidez can do it. He just beat Sugar Ramirez, and he was underweight. But David Benavidez is always, when he was young, was always a heavyweight. was always a heavyweight. He's got it in his bones. Oh, now if he put on the muscle and the stuff, then his weight will be more, instead of being, baby fat, kid fat, it could be muscle. He can put on that weight and carry it. He did it as a kid. He boxed as a kid with that weight. He trained with that weight. His body's adapted to that weight. He can go back to it easily. You see what he did? Right now, David Benavidez is holding 2 divisions hostage. And he's earned it. And he's earned it. Even though the WBC belt was sent to him, he was already what do you call it? One of those regular champions. So all they do is elevate him. Right now they're interviewing Devin Haney, another polarizing guy in the sport of boxing. Devin Haney, I don't know what's going on with him. There's a lot of names he can be fighting. And, I mean, I guess he's waiting for Turki Al-Sheikh to give him a paycheck. Because he's supposed to fight Rolly for a unified belt. Or fight Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has a belt now. Why don't he fight Ryan Garcia? They can't put it together. There's always an excuse. So Devin Haney, all the boxers keep saying that Devin Haney calls out everybody, but he don't fight nobody. He just took Brian Norman's belt. You champion, man. You want to be undisputed? If belts don't matter, Devin Haney was fighting for belts. And he wants big paydays. But he's not a headliner, honestly. Devin Haney cannot headline any boxing fights. He cannot. He's done it a couple of times with the Brian Norman fight, but everybody want to see if Brian Norman could take his head off. There's a difference. He's not hated enough to get people to come see him because they want to see him get knocked out like Jake Paul. That's how Jake Paul was making money. People didn't like him so much they want to see him knocked out. Now that he got knocked out, most people might not want to see him fight at all. And guess what? Guess what would make Jake Paul get back on top? One of those belts. If for some reason he gets his hand on a real championship belt and he beats a champion for it, he's back on top. But with a broken jaw in 2 places that is not going to heal properly, I think he's done. I ain't mad at that either. Be a promoter. You're making good money promoting. Go back to YouTube. Making good money promoting. Putting up events. And he's only putting half the money up because the other guy's putting up money. I think he got a third partner too now. And then Netflix is throwing in money. Collected it up. That event that he had with the MMA, that was straight WWE. I know I'm not talking about it, but I got time here. Let's talk about it. We're waiting for the ring walk. It looks like they're getting ready. Oleksandr Usyk versus they're getting ready, as you can see. That's the tail of the tape for them, as you can see. That's where they at. We're waiting for the ring walks. Michael Buffer's in the ring. Let's hear him out a little bit.
And World Championship Professional Boxing for your entertainment.
Okay, he's doing announcements and promotions and ads. That's his job. So I ain't mad at it. He's gonna do the let's get ready to rumble crap. Well, he does that later. He says let's get the party started first, which I think he just did, and then they play the vignette. We call vignette, and they play the vignette, And right now the vignette is playing. Master of the Ring, the Egyptian thing that talking about, I guess, Oleksandr Usyk. It's a great visual. Um, they got guys playing drums, and they got what do you call it on a chariot? Van Hooven on a chariot. So they got the vignette going thing. I think it's a little bit of AI too in there. So, but they got a vignette that they probably worked on before the fight, and they doing that now. Uh, Being that Rico Verhoeven is the challenger, he should be the first one coming out, and that's exactly what is happening right now. He's on his way out. It's muted. The sound is going to be muted because of copyright. They play whatever music they do, and I say this. I'm starting to say this every stream. YouTube has the largest collection and the largest licensing rights for music, and they still be tagging people with copyright when those same songs can be put in a short. And if you get 30 seconds on a live, they start slowing down your stream and doing all kinds of craziness. And then you got to edit the video later because you don't want that copyright on there. But it is what it is. They're on their way down to the ring. Rico's on his way down to the ring. They're doing a whole like Egyptian theme. So he's taking a slow time walking straight there. Sometimes the ring walk is longer than the fight. In this situation, it's possible. I think this is a Ronda Rousey type, a Gina Carano type thing, where you got a person, like they got fireworks. So they do a lot of showboating ahead of time. But that fight it was straight fake. It was straight fake. You're not gonna tell me it was real. There was no resistance. The girl, Gina Carano, had to lose 100 pounds to at least show up for work. Hasn't been doing any MMA for 17 years. Ronda Rousey handpicked her. They went to coffee together and was like, yo, we gonna make this bag. All you gotta do is when I push you down, you let me grab your arm. I'm not gonna break it because there was no way, there was not enough pressure there for her to break her arm the way I seen it. Because I've seen people break their arms. The rotation on it didn't look like there was no way in hell she could have probably bent her arm while Ronda Rousey was still pulling on it. There was no resistance whatsoever. There was Gina Carano could have fought from underneath if she was fighting for real and put a chokehold on her, a guillotine. The guillotine was right there for the taking. But then Ronda acted like she was going to hit her with. She didn't punch her in the face. If you look, she didn't punch her in the face. She did some WWE elbow, swipe to the face, and then she gave her the arm, and then she quit. Call it what it is. Gina Carano quit in less than 20 seconds. She quit. Tapping out is quitting. There was no reversal. There was no pulling my arm back. There was no, none of that. There was no trying to swing your hips backwards so you can flip the thing. She might still have your arm, but now the pressure's off. There was none of that. There's ways to reverse that move. But what she chose to do, she tapped out. And then they hugged it out and took pictures, and both of them, and laughed it off all the way to the bank. And anybody who paid for that and watched it, I'm sorry, you got taken. You got taken. Hopefully the undercard was better, but from what I saw, I don't know. I don't fall for that crap. In boxing, we have some of that too. The guy Hamza Shiraz fought for the co-main event, that was a hammer nigger. Oh, he's undefeated. He's an undefeated fighter from England. Nobody know who the heck he is. He got 20 fights. Really? He do? He's not fighting back. Why isn't he fighting back? And then he catch a liver shot, which looked devastating. And he fell down and he quit. He quit. Literally, he quit. The guy in the co-main event, I don't even know his name. I don't really care. He quit. You can't be champion fighting for a championship title and quit. They're going to have to take you out on a stretcher. At least that's how I think about it. You're going to take me out on a stretcher. I'm going to be knocked out cold or something like that. Something devastating has to happen. But in front of millions of people around the world, being a hammer nigga? No. I'll do it in WWE. You're going to pay me millions just to roll around. I tried to do it. Me and WWE's had a conversation in the past. We did. That's a true story. We had conversations. It never came to pass. The deal didn't come through. That's okay. Oleksandr Usyk is in the ring. Also, finally in the ring. He's got some Roman Empire gear on, Spartan type gear. I don't know how that works in Egypt, but dude, they devastated Egypt. That's not really a good look. That's like me dressing up as the Redcoats and being celebrated for wearing the Redcoats when what they did to the U.S. and it's trying to, they're the enemy or even a Confederate. What you doing? But they allowed it. They allowed it. So he finally the two fighters are in the ring. Thank you for your patience. Glad we had a good conversation there about boxing. Hit the like button, subscribe. Share this and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a thing when I go live. And it's important because the copyright crap is happening on YouTube a lot. And they got new systems to edit your footage and cut it in half if they have to, or they feel like it. And there's nothing you can do about it. But if you watch it live, you have a good chance of getting all the information you need. So hit that bell notification and hit the like button and subscribe. Tell a friend. We're over 2,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit 3,000, but at least let's start out with minimum. I'm not greedy. Let's start with 2,500. Let's get 499 more followers. Excuse me, 490 followers more, so we can make 2,500. And share this video. Let's go. We're about to hit round one of this heavyweight fight. Again, I'm going for Oleksandr Usyk. He is the best pound for pound heavyweight fighter, or probably the best fighter of this generation. There's no reason he should lose, but this is a heavyweight fight. One punch can do it in the right place, and we can have an upset. We're looking for that. A body shot, a liver shot, an accidental headbutt, and then a knockout. Hey, at the end of the day, it's a win. Rico can do that. He might not have no skills, but he got the power to put somebody out. He's heavier than Usyk. He's heavier. I think they're doing the national anthem. My man got his glove to his heart. We're waiting for that. I don't know if that's copyrighted, but I'm not taking any chances. Any music needs to be cut out. Let's see here. I think it's the French flag that's being flown. Yep, they are doing the national anthems.
Gentlemen, the national anthem for Ukraine.
Now they're doing the national anthem for Ukraine, he said. Yeah, there's a lot of Ukrainians there. They went to Egypt to hold it down. Man, Oleksandr Usyk has become super rich fighting for the Saudis. Super rich. You think Canelo made a lot of money? Canelo at least had put his information out there because he was ducking people. And he told everybody how much he wanted to get paid in order to fight, you know, Terence Crawford or David Benavidez. It had to be $150 million for him to do that. And he got more than that. I think he got $300 million for a four fight deal. He owes the Saudis 2 more fights, or they'll drag him through the streets like Osama bin Laden and hang him in the square for taking money that don't belong to him and not doing his job. So he gonna fight. He got this fight coming up with him, Billy. He got 1 more fight, win or lose. He got 1 more fight with the Saudis. He got no choice. He took that money. He took it already. They pay in advance. The Saudis don't care. They pay in advance. You know, their insurance is if you don't show up, we're gonna get your kids, we're gonna get you, we're gonna get your wife, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Nobody gonna do nothing about it. I mean, they run their own country. What's up, Mr. Timothy Taylor? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're waiting for the heavyweight championship. They're still doing the Ukrainian, or they just finished the Ukrainian national anthem. He should have been dressed like Mark Antony or Caesar in Egypt. Wow, now you're going to conquer the country. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Even the Roman, you're right. I mean, you might as well be the king or the ruler as opposed to, you know, a guard, because he was wearing a guard uniform. Oh, let's go. Round 1.
Boxing the ring and sanctioned by the World Boxing Council President Mauricio Suleiman, the World Boxing Association, Gilberto Jesus.
That's funny, man. That's so funny.
Mendoza Jr., President. And the Saudi Boxing Federation, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority. And the Saudi Boxing Federation, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority is the president, His Excellency. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 judges assigned to score this fight at ringside. From Switzerland, Fabian Guggenheim. From Spain,
Again, I'm going for Usyk for the win. Hopefully it don't go 12 rounds and there's a knockout, but it could go 12 rounds. I still got Usyk winning by unanimous decision. I'm hoping he ends this early with a knockout, maybe in the 3rd round. But let's say it goes, listen, if it goes 12 rounds, it favors this guy, Rico. He's got more of an opportunity to get that knockout punch, you know. And the thing is, I still think that Usyk is tender to the body. So if he can get in there, hopefully he don't pick up his leg and try to kick him, you know, and get a point deducted or get disqualified. You know, kickboxers, when they get in trouble, they start going back to what they know best too. So let's see what happens.
the King of Kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing burgundy, trimmed with gold, weighing in at 233.3 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold in 2012, he now has a perfect professional record. 24 victories in 24 fights. 15 big wins by knockout. He's captured 2 division championships. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kyiv, Ukraine, the former undisputed cruiserweight world champion.
Listen, I'm trying something new. Let's see if it works. Try to get you to see a little more of what I'm seeing as I'm explaining. Again, the way this fight needs to go is Oleksandr Usyk needs to establish a jab and then get inside. You got the bigger guy with less skills. And he's not going to be able to defend body shots and head shots on the inside. He has the longer reach. Don't give him the opportunity to establish any type of jab. Because, again, if you watch any of Rico's fights, he don't really establish a jab, but he reaches the guy from a distance, and he has the longer reach. So let's go. Round 1.
Okay, gentlemen, you're boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. I've already spoken to you both. You know what I expect. Stay professional, obey my commands, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. God bless you both.
Here we go. Round 1. Round 1. Let's go. Play by play. Rico looked kind of nervous, but he's trying to upset the champion and create a Rocky moment. And Usyk is trying not to be Apollo Creed in Rocky 2 and get knocked out and lose. Let's go. He's doing the cross. He's praying to God. Let's go. Let's go.
Rico Verhoeven, here we go. Straight away, who's going to find the rhythm with their jab first?
Okay, remember, Oleksandr Usyk is southpaw. Wait. Yep. Oleksandr Usyk is southpaw. Verhoeven is orthodox. He's bouncing back and forth. He's a big dude for bouncing around like that. He's pawing with the jab, and then he's gonna throw a hard 2. I guess that's his plan. He tried to throw a hard 2 to the body. Let's see what happens. Right now, they're not doing anything. It's a lot of movement. The jabs are not even connecting. Oleksandr Usyk has not found his range.
A lot of Dutch fans making the trip to the desert. Usyk just having a look, trying to work out his man.
Nice movement by Oleksandr Usyk. As soon as the Frenchman charges, Rico charges, he's out of there. He's gone.
No,
they're in the center of the ring right now.
He doubles the jab. He brings his feet in fast because he's such a big guy. He's forcing Usyk back in straight lines.
Usyk is establishing the jab. He's not connecting yet because he's staying too far because of Rico's reach. His reach is, again, we've seen it earlier. His reach is I think 3 or 4 inches longer than Usyk. He charged Usyk with a jab, and Usyk got caught up on the ropes, and they started holding. Nothing has happened yet. No decisive jab. No real punches landed.
He's not as square on as I've seen him in the kickboxing ring. A bit more side on. Like the way he's got his chin down.
Now let me ask you a question, guys. If a round passes and no punch gets connected, who wins the round? Is it a draw, or do you give it to the better style fighter?
Fighters out and then takes over. Right now, seems to be downloading the information.
Or do you favor the champion?
6'5", 256-pound.
Usyk is having a problem a little bit with Rico. Oh, Rico just landed a punch to the chest. Very nice. He needs to do that again.
Committed to that right to the body, didn't he, Barry?
He threw a fake pump jab, not willingly. He just threw it out there. It just happened to look like a pump jab, and then he landed a straight 2 to the solar, right into the chest, solar plexus.
Constantly.
A 3-punch combination from Usyk. So now the round swings back to Usyk. A 3-punch combination that landed.
Oh, considering
Usyk is making a miss now.
A++ performance.
And Rico wants a dab at the end of the round. Is this an exhibition? What's going on? Boxing judges will always favor the champion on even rounds. That is correct. That is correct. Yes, sir. I agree with that. If the fight is close or it's an even round where the champion could win, they would favor the champion. He's the gold mine. He's the golden goose. You're not going to give it to somebody who can't deliver and cannot dominate the champion. He's not going to bring more money to the sport, and he's not going to bring money to the judges. The judges, they're thinking about their wallet first too.
No respect to...
This is what's been happening. Again, round two.
Peter Fury in the corner of Rico Verhoeven. They've been training together for about 15 years. Darren, what's Peter Fury fighters, what are they known for?
I mean, hard working, technically sound, and mentally very strong as well. And movement as well. Very good footwork. And we're seeing that here, aren't we? I must say, again, it's all to the left-hand side of Usyk. We know how well he throws that right hook.
Better from Usyk then. Nice uppercut then a straight left hand.
Oh! Usyk got caught up against the ropes like I told you he shouldn't be. And he doubled up.
I mean, he hasn't needed that.
And he doubled up on that punch. This is what I'm telling you. When you get on the ropes, you start, you got to get out of there. The guy's like, his arm is holding you down on the rope, and then he's repeatedly throwing punches. You don't need that. And after the first two, you should be out of there. If anybody got whooped as a little kid, they know to get out of the way. They got to hold you down in order to keep beating you because you're going to be gone.
Yeah, it's been a good start.
You got to go with your basic instincts there.
56 and 10.
But it's a good thing Rico's going to the body because I think that's where he can tenderize him.
So long.
So he's landing with another.
Rico's giving up his height. He has given up his height. He's bending over to Usyk's height, and he's catching lumps.
Right hand.
Is he tempting fate, though, guys, being this aggressive?
No, I think this is the right move. It is.
Nice
Uppercut from Usyk, and he's holding, and Rico's holding and throwing uppercuts while he's holding.
To make a second phase of attack.
The referee hasn't said anything. He warned, like you can see him warning, but
Almost leaning over that front foot when he comes forward, Verhoeven.
Verhoeven held and was throwing uppercuts. I'm telling you, you got to avoid that. Stay off the ropes. The reason he got caught because he backed up into the ropes instead of moving laterally. Verhoeven is starting to throw haymakers. Again, now he pushed him into the corner. Verhoeven's starting to wrestle. He can't kickbox, so he's starting to wrestle. But he's looking tired.
Feet just working.
He's giving up his height. I'm telling you right now, if you see him, he's hunched over, like really hunched over to Usyk's height. Why are you giving up your height? Just keep your chin tucked, back up, get in a steady stance, and then throw the jab. You got a longer reach. There's no reason why you need to be hunkered down. This is why he should not be fighting the heavyweight champion. But he's trying to bully him, so I'm gonna give him that as benefit. The referee's not stopping it, so go ahead and keep going, doing what you're doing. Usyk has finally gotten on the bike and now moving laterally so he don't get caught up on the ropes or in the corner. Every time he moves straight back, Verhoeven, man, they dabbing after every round now. Verhoeven was aggressive, but he wasn't effective with any punching. He was holding and throwing uppercuts. That, to me, you're not winning the round. I'm giving the round to Usyk. You're not winning the round with that kind of stuff. But you are hurting Usyk and slowing him down. So on that side, as a coach or as a trainer, I'm going to tell you, keep doing it. Until he starts slowing down, then you start establishing those hard punches. But in the second round, he's already getting tired. Look, and then he's catching lumps when he shouldn't be catching lumps. Here it comes. There's the hook. Usyk, what you doing, man? What you doing? You get caught with one of those, you going down. Round 3.
Mayweather. Conor was very successful early, won a couple of rounds before Floyd Mayweather started to take over after he figured him out. You sense that might be happening here, guys?
It could possibly be happening, that's the case, but I think...
Usyk has had enough. Usyk has had enough. He's starting to establish his jab and moving laterally. Verhoeven's trying to wrestle. Verhoeven is trying to wrestle. The referee already warned Verhoeven of using elbows. Nice body shot from Verhoeven. It was he said it was a low blow. Verhoeven claimed it was a low blow. The referee didn't claim it. Verhoeven steadily said it was a low blow. This seems like a sparring session. I have it 2 rounds to nothing, and that's how they have it. 2 rounds to nothing. We're in round 3. This seems like a sparring match. If I said something about Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano being fake, this is starting to look like that. This is starting to look like that. There's a lot of dabbing. There's a lot of, like, you're supposed to protect yourself at all times. If somebody try to dab you in the middle of a round, you knock him out. You knock him out. You don't dab him back. It started to look fake. We came here to see a fight, not a dance, not a sparring session. Usyk is starting to move around the ring and doing what he's supposed to do, and establishing the jab and trying to throw combinations. There it is again, another dab. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Verhoeven does all kinds of messed up stuff in there, and then he's dabbing like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm surprised he hasn't picked up the leg and kicked him in the head, because he has a spinning back kick that he does. Verhoeven is giving up his height and reach right now. He's giving up his reach. He's bouncing around a lot. He's giving up his reach. That means Oleksandr Usyk can get in on the inside. He's throwing one-punch body shots. I don't know if that's going to take a toll on Usyk, but he's landing body shots to the chest and to the solar plexus, and he got below the belt line that he himself called himself out on it, and then gave a dab, said, I'm sorry, and then he asked for a dab because he hit him under the belt. He's throwing haymakers. Usyk is keeping his distance, and he's missing those haymakers. Usyk, two 3-punch combinations, 2 hooks, right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook. Landed nicely on Verhoeven because he gave up his height. Usyk needs to get off the ropes. Verhoeven is starting to hold the jab underneath his arm. And that's the end of the round. Verhoeven lost, like terribly, like bad. He's throwing haymakers without looking. I don't know if he's looking at the floor or whatever, but I think he's tired. I don't think he's ready for a 12-round fight. I'm surprised he didn't pick up his leg yet and kick, because that's where it looked like he's going. It looked like he's going to kick him. He's throwing elbows in there. The referee already called him out on it. I don't know if the referee's going to take a point. I don't think the referee's going to get involved in this fight too much. I ain't never seen that referee before, so I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. They both look fresh. If you look, Verhoeven looks fresh. He hasn't got hit with anything real consecutively on his face. It's starting to look like a sparring session, really. I've seen worse sparring sessions. And people come out with lumps, serious, facial injuries in sparring with a headgear on. Let's go.
Fury had all kinds
Round
of
4.
trouble with Francis Ngannou in the early rounds and even got dropped. Right now, it could very well be 3-0.
The problem right now is finally he's starting to throw a jab. Verhoeven don't know how to box, so he's giving up his height. He's really literally giving up his height. He's like all the way hunched over. He's got the reach, when he throws the jab, he doesn't throw it with intent. He's just flickering it out there. And what's going to happen is Usyk is going to time that jab. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, he's like ducking and charging. He got Usyk up against the ropes, throwing body shots, kidney shots. The referee's not doing anything. And kidney shots in the back. He's not supposed to be throwing back there, but okay. He's getting away with those.
You know, something to the judges that you're busy, you're working, you're looking confident.
Usyk just threw flurries to... Usyk just threw flurries on his glove, and the crowd went wild. I mean, he has a high guard at that point, so he was just... Usyk was just punching the gloves. But the crowd went wild for that. They're looking for something to cheer. Usyk hasn't landed any serious punch. He can't get behind the guard because of the guy's reach, and then he's moving backwards. So I don't know. Usyk looks like he's chasing now, when before it was the other way around. He tried to counter with a power right hook. Excuse me. Nice uppercut by Usyk. Again, Rico's smothering his punches. He's pushing him up against the ropes, and then he's trying to fight on the inside. But he's like that. It looks like that.
Earlier,
He's smothering his punches. There's no power behind him.
tournament where he fought three round fights in a single night.
Usyk is taking it easy on him.
Just flowing a lot better now, Usyk. Not loading up with the shots.
Usyk got to be careful he don't get caught with one of those overhand rights. This is what I was telling. Oh my God, there he goes again. He's charged like he is real tiny. He is real tiny, and then he charges like I don't know, like a cartoon. Like damn, like Sonic the Hedgehog or something. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog is about this high, and then he balls up. That's what he looked like, and he charges, and then instead of throwing punches on the way in, he just charged to get on the inside, and he smothers his own punches. That's the end of the round. Oh my God, Usyk is blowing him out just for standing around. I don't. Look at this. Dude, you see how hunched over the guy is? The guy hunched over he is. Why? Dude, if you're taller, he can't hit you. You just keep your head up higher. That uppercut is not going to land all flush because Usyk going to have to reach higher to let that uppercut land. But he's hunched over so nicely for him. Boom! Look, Anthony Joshua's over there laughing. Still, round 5. This is the sparring session. Screw this shit.
Round 5 here.
I'm looking for Rico to land a heavy punch by accident and knock fucking Usyk out for taking this fight. That's all I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for an upset. Because you took that fight, I don't respect you for taking this fight. He should be taking a fight. I mean, you've earned fight whoever you want, but somebody who's not in the sport, you're not giving somebody who's worked their way up in the division, you know, and there's that overhand right that landed. There it is. Yeah. Yo, Rico landed an overhand right. It stumbled Usyk. He's smothering his punches again. He pushed Usyk into the ropes and smothered his punches instead of throwing that overhand right again. Yo, they get. Oh wow, my bad. They got Rico winning. They said Usyk won that last round. Dude, they got Rico winning. The unofficial scorecard. 3-1. They got Rico winning. Oh shit, dude. This is bad. This is bad. I guess they seen that Sonic Hedgehog move where he gets real tiny and then he scurries right into the Usyk's chest and pushes him up against the ropes and then throws punches. Dude, these guys from the zone, these announcers, they nah. Usyk seems to is having trouble with this guy a little bit. He's not knocking him out. I'm telling you, he's not throwing any punches to hurt him. Wow, they got Rico winning. I was looking at that scorecard wrong. They got it 3-1. Usyk only won one round, which was the last one. We're in round 5. They saying that Rico's winning. When in the last round he was catching combinations in the first round he was catching combinations and he wasn't throwing anything. He landed a couple of body shots and then he smothered his punches. And then he threw a couple of low blows and then apologized and asked for a dab. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like you would do in the gym. But he has a reach. He can give Usyk trouble. And he needs to keep his height up. You know, not. That's the end of round 5. Dude, I got Usyk winning, but this fight is getting ridiculous. The announcers over there have Usyk losing. How do you have it? Let me know. How do you have it? And Usyk has not turned it up yet. Usyk has not turned it up. He's pity patting. He's not throwing any power punches that's going to knock Rico out. He has not done that yet. And we don't know if Rico can handle that kind of punching power. He might be able to take it and keep moving. And if that's the case, then Usyk going to have a long night. We're already in round 5. They got Rico winning the first 3 rounds. Excuse me, the first 4 rounds. Excuse me, the first 3 rounds. And they gave Usyk only 1 round, the unofficial scorecard. So let's see what happens. Round 6.
Guys, but how concerned should Usyk fans be right now?
No, I don't think there's any cause for concern right now. It's just you feel there's more to come. You feel he will start with the tempo. It's a good start to this 6th round from the Ukrainian, but it does need to start to happen.
Yo, if Usyk loses on the scorecard, that's gonna be embarrassing, bro. Dude, only way I want Rico to win is by a knockout. Upset the course. Get the Rocky knockout. Don't get Rocky 1, you make it all 12 rounds and lose by decision. Remember Rocky 1? Rocky won. In Rocky 1, Rocky lost. That's why the second fight happened. That's why in part 2, Rocky won by like a second because they both knocked each other out, and then Rocky stood up. And the reason I'm comparing it to this, because this is cinema, bro. This fight should not be happening. But I'm looking for Rico to do something serious. But he don't know how to fight. Like he don't know. He don't know how. He got a long reach. Like he should be hitting Usyk on the shoulder and on the chest, you know, and like everywhere. If he can't hit the face, hit him on the glove, and then double up on the jab, hit him on the glove, and then hit him to the body. But he throws 2 jabs and then does the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, balls up, lowers himself about 3 inches, and then runs right into his chest and pushes Usyk into the corner or up against the ropes. Dude, I don't know what Usyk doing. He's waiting. I guess he's waiting for a counterpunch. Oh, he got jabbed there. He was blowing his nose. Usyk took a break and was blowing his nose and got punched in the face. Then he goes to a high guard to bring Rico in. Rico throws a 1-2 to the high guard, and then goes back, like he lets off the brakes. Lord have mercy. We got 52 seconds in this 6th round.
Well, Rico is a workout.
They're cheering for Rico. Dude, what is going on here?
Movement, constant non-stop movement that he started the fight with, and you see a couple more landed jabs.
Nice little long left hook there as well.
Dude, Usyk cannot lose to this hammer nigga. Remember, there's 2 belts on the line. He can't lose like this. If Usyk loses, I want him to lose by getting knocked out. It's the heavyweight division, man. We ain't come here for to watch the conky box numbers. We came here for a knockout. Dude, I'm telling you, Rico lowered himself to, mind you, Usyk is shorter than him. Rico lowered himself to all the way to before that round ended, all the way to Usyk's waistline. Dude, I don't know what he was doing down there. The round ended. I don't know what he was doing down there. Usyk wasn't even near him. He was like across the side of the ring. Dude, his corner needs to tell him that he's losing, because that's how people are seeing it. That he needs to knock this boy out. He can keep playing with his food. He can keep playing with his food up to the 12th round and then knock him out. Once Rico gets tired, because Rico looking real tired right about now. He looking winded as hell. Oh shit! But people are cheering for him, and sometimes that sways the judges. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Sometimes that sways the judges. They're like, "Oh yeah, okay, he is doing pretty good." Like right now, Ring Magazine, these guys that are announcing round 7, on their scorecard, unofficial scorecard, which is BS, they don't mean nothing. They got Rico winning.
Yeah, Todd, so far I have Usyk winning just the 1 round, and I think Rico's been really impressive and really...
This guy's saying that Rico's being really impressive. I ain't see him do shit. That guy, who the heck is that? Oh, no wonder. Mike Coppinger is the one scoring the fight. The unofficial scorecard is Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger is a piece of crap, bro. He ain't never boxed a day in his life. He don't know crap about boxing. I don't know how he got into the sport and why they giving him a platform, period. Period. Why does he have a platform? He must have a rich family member or something. Mike Coppinger is the worst. He's got Rico winning. He said he only gave Usyk 1 round. And I think it was the 5th round, and we in the 7th round. Dude, Usyk needs to knock this dude out, so we don't have, it's over with. It's over with. Mike Coppinger is the worst. He still thinks MMA is real. Dude, the difference between boxing and MMA is that the MMA is on the UBO type of stuff. Not everybody can get in. The best fighters might not ever get in there because it's controlled. It's a controlled environment. But right now we watching the difference between UFC and boxing. Rico has never been ranked in boxing, never. He only had 1 professional fight allegedly. And he's fighting for the heavyweight championship already. Francis Ngannou did the same thing. Anybody can come off the street and be like, all right, I want a title shot. And if the champion wants to fight you, guess what is going to happen? Or if Turki Al-Sheikh decides, hey, I'm going to pay you a buttload of money to fight this hammer nigga. But, dude, they got Rico winning. If Usyk loses his championship on the scorecard, that's terrible. Because they really haven't done anything. No one's dominated nobody. There's been a couple of shots that looked like it landed like that uppercut, but it's 1 shot. And mind you, Rico's like backpedaling, trying to throw a haymaker. He just threw a haymaker to the chest, and then he holds. And that's the end of the round. Like, again, he turns into Sonic the Hedgehog. He's standing upright, or at least curved, and then he comes down, and then he rushes right in. And when he rushes right in, he's not like coming in punching, like Mike Tyson, He's coming in, but he's just like pushing Usyk up against the ropes, and then he holds him, and then he starts trying to throw body shots. Something Mike Coppinger would like. Dude, yo, Rico might win this if those judges think like Mike Coppinger, bro. That'd be sad. Because Usyk is moving around the ring and actually boxing, you can see. And then you can look at his face. They're both fresh. There's no real punches. But Usyk over here praying. I don't like that sign. Don't be in the middle of the fight. You better not be praying. Round 8. Usyk needs a knockout, according to Mike Coppinger. I got Usyk winning. I ain't give no rounds to but I'm biased, like I said. But I'm still looking for the knockout from Rico. Make sure you dominate the champion. What he's doing right now, where he's smothering his punches and wrestling, is BS. That's good to tire him out, but eventually you're gonna have to throw some punches that are worth something. Oh my God, they hugging. The referee finally breaks it up.
Been incredible.
I'm still just.
We're in round 8, mind you. We're in round 8. This fight is almost over.
Here's for a guy who's losing every round and then boom.
Usyk, though he obviously doesn't have to.
Usyk got caught with the overhand right. That's the power hand I was telling you about. The crowd is cheering for Rico. Usyk is not paying attention. He's not paying attention. He needs to dodge that overhand right. That's all he got.
Or will Usyk wake up? The standard bearer for upsets in boxing history is.
Yo, this is not even a Buster Douglas situation, because Buster Douglas dismantled Mike Tyson every round until he knocked him out. This is not an Andy Ruiz versus Joshua situation where Andy Ruiz just came in strong and won the fight. This is a situation where they sparring and then freaking one punch wins the guy the round, allegedly, according to Mike Coppinger. And Usyk is struggling because the guy is so big where he can't reach him with a jab, so he can throw combinations from the outside. You're the smaller guy, Usyk. You need to come on the inside and pound that body, chop the tree down. Except you got Rico doing the charging in and throwing wild punches on the inside. Those wild punches may land that knockout punch. Yo, and the thing is, he's still lowering himself.
Pressure now, more intent from Usyk.
There's that overhand right. Uppercut. They're trading punches. Rico didn't like it, so he started throwing elbows. The referee's warning him. Again with the dab. And that's the end of the round. This is a straight sparring session. They keep dabbing each other in between rounds. I am telling you, this is not good. I'm looking for the upset. I gave it to Oleksandr Usyk from the start, but I'm still looking for the knockout from Rico. You shouldn't, as a warning shot to everybody else. You know, no punch really landed. I'm telling you, man, and their face. You look at their faces. Their faces are fresh, so fresh, exciting. It's so exciting to me. Check this out, round 9. They got the Mark Carpenter got Usyk losing, but he don't know shit about boxing.
Can't believe I'm about to say this. Oleksandr Usyk might need a knockout or at least a knockdown if he's going to win this fight.
You heard him say it. You heard him say it that because we're in the 9th round, Mike Carpenter has Rico winning all the rounds except for round 4. It was round 4. He's got a Rico shutout. I don't have it that way. Rico is terrible, bro. And he's smothering his punches on the inside. No. He pushes Usyk up against the rope. Usyk is allowing it instead of stepping to the side. And then he smothered his punches like or holds Usyk's right arm and then punches with the other one. And Usyk's allowing that, getting hit in the back and everything. Hey, I don't see them giving it to him, gifting, but it could happen. Boxing has been strange like that, you know. It'll force a rematch. Usyk needs a knockout, man. But I'm looking for I'm looking for Rico to score a knockout. To that way there's no confusion on who won the fight. But in a close fight, you're supposed to favor the champion. And if Usyk loses on the scorecard, man, this is so embarrassing for him. But it's still going to send a message not to be taking hammer niggas off the street and fighting them. Because right now, Rico is getting a nice paycheck, a very nice hefty paycheck. David Benavidez could have got that paycheck. He's been boxing since he was a little kid. But they're not going to offer it to him. They're going to offer it to a hammer nigger. Now Rico's getting a super multi-million-dollar check, win or lose. Rico's trying to throw a power overhand right. He's still lowering his body, so he's taking some of the weight off of the punch when he lowers his body like that. He don't get full extension for his height because the way he's throwing it is coming from way back. So if he keeps his height up and torques his hips, he can land a hard, heavy overhand right.
Rico switched to southpaw.
Rico switched to southpaw. That means he feels like he's struggling to get what he needs from being orthodox. So in the 9th round, Rico switched to southpaw for no reason. But he's tired. I'm telling you, the dude's tired. He's breathing heavy. He looks fresh. Look at him. He looks fresh. You know what? You might be right. It might end up a draw, and everybody gets screwed because I think the odds are ridiculous for the betting odds. You're correct, Mr. Timothy. Yeah, he says. Does the gambling sites want to pay the heavy underdog odds if Usyk loses? That's why I don't trust boxing judges in this situation. Might end up a draw. Hey, I'm with you, man. It could be a total draw. Because, I mean, they sparring. They're not really fighting. I don't see, and they dabbing so much. If you're watching this, how many dabs in the middle of a fight? Dude, I don't dab nobody. You dab, I'm going to hit you. Just to teach you a lesson. Don't do that. We fighting. Because I'm not gonna do it to you and expect, we dab after the fight. We become friends after the fight. Look, you see that? You saw the dab, right? They dabbing. So it's like a sparring session. This is it's not a real fight. This should be an exhibition. Usyk is not going for the kill. He's standing in the middle of the ring throwing slow-ass punches. Rico's not landing any punches either. Look at it. Really look at it. Look at it. Usyk's in the high guard, and when he does the high guard, that's when Rico starts throwing punches like he's trying to hurt him. When he gets in the high guard, there should be a flurry of body punches, because the way he's doing it, his elbows are high up. That body be tenderized. That is funny, though. That is real interesting, though. I'm going to have to agree with you, Mr. Timothy. I think, Mr. Taylor, excuse me. Hey. Nobody wins if it's a draw. Nobody wins. Everybody loses. Wow. Wow. The only winners here is going to be the fighters, because they got the guaranteed purse. Like Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. They spent 10 seconds in the ring. The ring entrances were longer. And they both got paid, and they started laughing and joking and taking pictures. We're in the 10th round. I haven't seen any urgency from Usyk. He's actually backing up. He's allowing the same mistake as the previous rounds. The pushing backwards, the Sonic the Hedgehog situation. And Rico's tired, mind you. He's tired. He's exhausted from throwing those fake haymakers and missing. I mean, Usyk is not doing what he did to Tyson Fury. Remember, if you remember how he was messing, he was beating Tyson Fury from pillar to post. He's not doing that. $100 wins you $1,100 if Rico wins. They're not paying that, because I know people who bet, they don't bet $100. It could be a draw. I mean, you might be right. We'll see what happens. Look at this. Look at this. Please. Please. And then no follow-up. Like, if you throw a jab and then you don't follow it up with a double jab or hook to the body or hook to the head, you're not doing anything. They're finally looking like they've been, the gloves have been touching their hands. But we're in the championship rounds now. Let's see what happens. 11th round. 11th round.
With these crossover fights, they sort of work, don't they?
The fight could hang in the balance here over the last two. Is this where Usyk comes to life, as we've seen him do in prior fights, especially against AJ in Tottenham Stadium?
Well, he's looked flat-footed all night, Alexander. He's flat-footed, a little bit slow, off the mark.
Can you attribute all that to the weight gain?
Well, maybe, but also...
Let's look at Mike Coverage's scorecard. It's still pretty wide.
Yeah, look, I thought Rico Verhoeven was actually winning that last round, and then Usyk really came on, and I thought herd Rico down the stretch, and I want to see Usyk really press the action out. He needs to score a knockdown, I believe.
Looks like he's sharpened up a little bit in this 11th, but he hasn't kept it going, Usyk.
Again, Rico's hunched over. Now he's using his shoulder to push Usyk back instead of hitting him.
From Rico, showing you the fundamentals he's picked up over the years.
Good shot.
Peter Fury told Rico in the corner, you can't switch off even for a second against Usyk.
There's a combination from Usyk. Finally, a combination from Usyk. And Usyk getting caught with the jab. The one basic punch that Rico got that's been landing is the jab. Because right now, they're hugging it out. They're hugging it out. The referee got involved there. I don't know what happened. Rico looked like he's going to fall over. Rico is so hunched over that now finally Usyk is dropping the uppercut that he should have been throwing earlier. But he needs to throw the uppercut like he means to knock him out. He's not trying to knock him out. Looks like an ancient Egyptian curse hit Usyk for wearing the Roman military breach in Gaza. Possibly. Oh, he knocked him out. He got him. I told you Rico was tired. Rico's just tired. He tired himself out. Usyk finally got the knockdown, but it was because Rico hunched over and he fell over by himself. He was trying to hold. He was trying to do the Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Oh, did they stop the fight? He spit out his guard. Rico spit out his guard. He's still tired. They're going to close the show. Referee stops the fight. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. A little flurry that didn't really connect. They was like, oh, that's all we need to see. Yo, they just saved Usyk an embarrassment. Dude, Rico hunched over. That knockdown was called. It was a knockdown because he got hit on the way down. But he was gonna fall over anyway because he's tired and hunched over. Yo, Rico could handle a 12-round fight. Usyk. The ref did his gambling job. Dude, watch this shit. And then you saw the referee's arm coming in. Don't hurt him no more. Yo. Usyk was about to get embarrassed, bro. Because this was going to go 12 rounds. They could have let it go. He wasn't knocked out like on the floor. He was just tired. It's a 12-round fight. He'd never been 12 rounds before with a boxer. Yeah, they gonna give him all kinds of credit because Mike Coppinger had him winning. He gonna be like, well, he lasted 11 rounds with the best boxer in the world. Watch. Yo, Mike Coppinger's trash, bro. They should never have him score any fight. I didn't have Rico winning anything, bro. I'll be honest, I had him winning nothing. And the dabs in between the rounds, that shit sold it for me. And not only in between the rounds, before and after each round. They got music in the background. I got. Dude, if Rico wanted to win, he needed a knockout. That's what I called for. He didn't do that.
Was behind. He must have been behind.
And Usyk was pity patting. He wasn't trying to hit him to knock him out like he did Tyson Fury.
On the face of Rico, a lot of people would think, hey, he should be happy with his performance, but that's not the kind of man. And
you hear this? He should be happy that he went 12 rounds. No, he went 11 rounds. You be happy you lost. And you embarrassed yourself.
Has to step in and call a halt to the bout. 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 11. The winner by TKO victory, still undefeated and still the ring WBC, WBA, universally recognized lineal, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, dude. Usyk needs to be embarrassed, and I'm telling you, yes. Well, David Benavidez and his father watched this fight and demand to fight Usyk next. I hope so. I hope so. Dave Benavidez deserves a shot like this. I'm telling you, the body shots to Usyk, that Dave Benavidez will put on him will cause Usyk to either change his fight and adjust to avoid those shots, or he gonna get knocked out. Mark my words, it's on tape. It's on officially put down that if Dave Benavidez fights Usyk and those body shots that Dave Benavidez throws land consistently round by round, but before the fight is over, Usyk will get knocked out. Because this is embarrassing. And it was going to go 12 rounds. This is embarrassing. I don't care what you say. He should not be happy with his performance the way it looks to the public. He was praying. He was like, oh, let me win this fight. Look at it. Rewind the tape. He was like, oh, my God, in the corner in between rounds.
And there was 1 second left in the round. I mean, he deserved the chance to continue and finish the fight.
Look, Mike Coppinger talking shit. He deserved to finish the round.
All right, let's go into the ring now. And
Dude, that's all he needed. That's all the referee needed. He needed an excuse to stop the fight.
You always do. You found a way to win, but that was a lot tougher fight than many expected.
Hi everyone, Ejipet, salam alaikum.
Ejipet, assalamu alaikum.
Much. For me, it's very important. But I know right now in Ukrainian, my people in my country fly bombing. My people now sitting in bomb shelter. My family, my daughter too, bomb shelter sent me message. Papa, I love you. You win. I afraid. I say, oh my God. Thank you so much, Turkey LSA. Thank you so much, Rico. You're an amazing fighter. Thank you so much, your team, coach. Smart.
Amazing fighter. Dude, they better be that shit fight Usyk now.
Katerina, my wife, I love you. You my light. You my life. You my heart.
You knew that he was going to be a tough fight. He has a style that you've not seen before.
Sorry, bro. Yes, this fight was hard. Ego good prepare. I know, but it's good fight.
Did you think going into that last round 11, that you needed a knockout or a knockdown to win?
All of a sudden, he don't understand what the question is.
I just boxing, you know. It was my right uppercut, bam, and bam, bam, bam.
He should have been throwing that uppercut more often. He wasn't throwing it. He was pity patty. They were sparring.
You have so many.
Rico's face looks brand new. They can go to both of them can go to the club.
This is the new ring belt.
This is the new ring belt. And this was an unbelievable performance by Usyk. But there's another guy that wants to face him, who's in the ring right now, which is another undefeated guy, Ajit Kabayel. And I know we got Istanbul around the corner. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh? No?
It is the choice of Usyk.
Yes.
Okay? And this is not the right time.
Yeah.
He's in the line.
Yeah.
But also in the same times, he deserved rematch after Kabayel. We want to see, but it is...
If your organization, listen, brother, I ready.
Yeah, okay.
I ready every...
Okay, they are in the line, both of them. We want to see it. We want to see Kabayel, and we want to see Rico, the rematch in Holland.
Right, Rico, come in very quickly. I feel like we have 3 fighters here, and we're going to try and organize this now. Rico, congratulations on an incredible performance. Your team were very upset with the stoppage. Only 5 seconds left in round 11. Were you upset with the stoppage as well?
Stoppage, but in the end, you know, it's not up to me. But still, I found it a little bit early. You know, I believe the referee knows that we're almost at the end of the round. So, or let me go out on my shield, or, you know, let the bell go. That's what I thought. But, you know, like I said, it's not up to me. And I was already super thankful for the opportunity as well. So that Usyk took this fight. So to the WBC, giving me this opportunity. His Excellency told me, like, oh, I want a rematch. This was an amazing fight, man. You were so good. So, but I also know this man is waiting. So, you know, it's like I said, it's not up to me. It's up to the organization. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
Rico, congratulations on an incredible performance. You were so close to shocking the world, and you said you was going to shock the world.
I know. That's why I thought, oh, you know, don't stop it, man. We're so close, you know. Let me at least or go out on my shield, or let us go in the 12th. You know, like I said, I was close, so I thought like we were pretty equal on the scorecards. That's at least what I felt like. So, but like I said, I'm very proud, very thankful for everybody who came out. Oh my God!
Yo, did you hear what just happened? Okay, the little guy who's I think they call him Mr. Versace. I forget his real name because I don't use it that often. He don't use it that often. But he comes out and says Caballero, which I put it on there. Caballero is next up to fight. Usyk hasn't even finished, you know, absorbing the bullshit that just happened. You know, when Turkey Usyk shows up and says, yo, hold up. It's not the right time to announce it. The decision who Usyk fight next is Usyk's decision. But I think there should be a rematch between Rico and Usyk because Rico was about to upset Usyk and he deserves a rematch. We need to see the rematch again. But and he named whatever country that was. Let's see what Caballero got to say.
Also in Germany, let's do it in Germany in stadium. I think the fans want to fight. All the fans in boxing, let's do it, Usyk.
Let's do it, no problem. Yeah, if Turkey Sheikh organization, no problem, brother. I ready. Yeah.
I feel like I have a rematch. I have Usyk. I have Caballero. Caballero, you've waited so long. Oleksandr, it comes down to you. No, it comes down to you, Oleksandr. Oleksandr, what do you want next? Do you want the rematch or do you want Caballero?
I can boxing both.
You're special, but maybe even you can't do that.
Bro, no problem. I want to dedicate this fight Ukrainian people and Ukrainian soldiers. Слава Богу за все, слава Україні!
Finally, before I let everyone go here, congratulations on an incredible performance. If we see the rematch again, I know everyone will be very happy. Agit Caballero, we want to see you fight Oleksandr Usyk, Agit.
Yes.
You're in the ring to make this fight. Spencer Brown, come in, Spencer.
This is the normal thing. I'm the #1 contender from WBC.
Spencer, surely we get this fight next. Agit Caballero, Oleksandr Usyk.
It's going to be ordered. They're going to fight. That was an unbelievable performance by Rico. Unbelievable.
Now the WBC and his manager, well, not the WBC, but his manager says that the WBC is going to order that Caballero fights Usyk next. Mind you, this is what I was telling you about before. The boxers that were in line that have been ranked. This is what happened to David Benavidez with Canelo. Canelo would take everybody else but his mandatory. If Caballero is the mandatory for the WBC, that does not guarantee him a title shot. With the WBC can order it, but it doesn't guarantee anything. If Turkey Usyk wants that rematch and he's gonna pay for that rematch, Usyk is gonna be like, I want the rematch. Because again, I'm telling you, Usyk has been getting filthy rich with that Saudi money. Every fight is at least $100 million. We don't know the exact number, but if Canelo got that much money for one fight, I'm telling you that Usyk can demand that kind of money or more. Joshua made millions fighting for the Saudis. They're talking about a rematch because the referee stopped the fight when, like you saw, the punches weren't really landing, but he was balled up in the corner. He was tired. He was exhausted. He got no road work. He wasn't ready for 11 rounds. You know, he was jumping around the first 2-3 rounds, hopscotching, you know, doing that boxing stuff. You know, he got away with it in kickboxing because the other guys weren't at his level. But now, Usyk is the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's older. He's older. What age is it? 39 years old. He's 39. He's going to be 40. Any fight he takes from here on out, he's going to be over 40. Over 40. So, I mean, look, I don't want to see a rematch. I didn't want to see this fight in the first place. Rico didn't knock him out. I told you at the beginning that I'm here to see a knockout. I wasn't even going to cover this fight. To be honest, I was not going to cover this fight. Because I seen how Rico fights. And in this fight, he proved that he don't know how to box. He gave up height, reach, and what do you call it? Ring generalship. He gave all of that up. He was hugging and punching in the clinch and then lowering himself down like a hedgehog and then, you know, rolling forward without throwing any punches. Usyk was playing with his food the whole time and they were dabbing. I mean, it was a glorified sparring session for Usyk. Usyk did not go for the kill. Usyk did not go for the kill. And if you see that finish, the way it ended, look, it did nothing. It did nothing. He fell over because he was already falling over. That uppercut that landed because he was falling over on his own feet. He tried to do the Sonic the Hedgehog thing that he's been doing through the whole fight, and Usyk moved out the way. Watch it again. He moved out. He was rolling forward, trying to charge in with his head, and Usyk moved out the way and threw an uppercut. He landed on the floor, on the ropes, and guess what? They gave him a standing 8 count. He got up, and then Usyk jumped on him again, threw a flurry of punches. Maybe 2 landed. None of them landed flush. None of them landed flush. They skimmed his face or his chin. He was still blocking and guarding, and the referee stopped the fight. I think David Benavidez needs to come up to heavyweight division and fight Usyk and see what happens. Again, Usyk is not getting any younger. And as you can see, Turki Usyk is lining up fighters for him. Oh, he gets in there, Turki Usyk gets in there and says, Usyk this is not the right time for you to talk about Gabriel. He yells at, you know, his CEO of Ring Magazine, Mr. Versace. What the heck is his real name? Because that's a dumb name. But anyways, Mr. Versace, he's a little tiny man, and he says, no, this guy deserves a rematch. He was talking about Rico. That guy. He said Rico deserves a rematch. It was a great fight, and it was a great fight, and whatever it is, it wasn't a great fight. It wasn't a great fight. It was a terrible fight. And then the referee stopped the fight, you know, prematurely, but it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. All he needed to do was throw a flurry of punches after the knockdown, and the referee's like, oh, it's enough. He had an excuse to stop the fight. Rico needed a knockout from the start of the fight. And he gave up his height, reach, wasted 2 rounds just throwing jabs in the air and then hugging, clinching, you know, and then elbowing, doing everything but box. Now he don't want a rematch. Turki Usyk wants a rematch. He's like, oh no, if that guy's waiting, I'm not gonna, you know, interfere with that. And Turki Usyk's like, no, I want to see the rematch. And I'm pretty sure Usyk already said it. If your organization, that's what he said, if your organization wants a rematch, then we have a rematch. But he's gonna want to get paid. He's gonna want to get paid. I'm not mad at him. He had to feed his family, but I'm sure that the money that Usyk has made, his family, his all his families, and his future family and relatives that are not even born yet, they have enough money to take care of themselves forever. So right now, they need to give David Benavidez a chance, and he needs to move up to heavyweight and fight Usyk. He needs to. There's no other reason why it should that anybody else off the street should get a chance at that heavyweight championship. Because the way it was looking, if Mike Coppinger was a judge, he would have gave the fight to Rico. He had Oleksandr Usyk winning 1 round, which was the 4th round on his bull scorecard. That guy he don't know a 1-2 from a 4-5. Yet he's over here. Why is he the guest judge? Why is he in charge of that? He should not be in charge of that. He's a YouTube personality. He should not be in charge of a professional boxing match for the heavyweight championship. He should not be scoring no fights. None. Not even fake, not even like that. And put that out to the general public. And like you said, Mr. Timothy Taylor, yes, it would be a passing of the torch if David Benavidez goes to heavyweight and beats Usyk. I mean, they're going over the fight now. Round 1 where nothing happened. Even the highlights saying nothing happened. They jump from round 1 to round 10 to show highlights. Mind you, this is what I'm trying to tell you. They had to jump from round 1 to round 10. None. And I said the knockdown happened because Rico was tired. And he was leaning too far forward on his front foot. He was falling over, and then he caught the uppercut to his face. So, and then after that, he was guarding himself where he wasn't in any danger. And then that was it. That was the end of the fight. The referee stopped the fight. There was like, well, Usyk might lose the fight, so let's stop it here. This experiment is over. This experiment is over. So that said, man, I mean, we got some fights coming up. Who am I thinking about right now? Canelo in September. That's a ways away. In July, we have a few fights. We're looking for Bam Rodriguez to come back and have a fight. The only fight I really want to see Bam Rodriguez in is against the monster Inoue. That's the fight I want to see. I want to see that fight. They need to cut the BS and let those two guys get it on, whether in a catch weight or in a higher weight. But Bam Rodriguez is pound for pound, and so is Usyk pound for pound. They're both champions. They're both undefeated. That's the fight that everybody needs to see. David Benavidez needs to come back, fight somebody heavy, even plug it in for September. So I have Mexican Independence Day. Try to take over that. But Canelo already set that date to try to stop anybody else from taking it because they already took Cinco de Mayo away from him. So, and Billy versus Canelo's coming up. There's a few other fights coming up. I can't remember right now. But hit the like button, subscribe. Help the channel out. Hit the bell notification. Share this video. If you like boxing, share this video so your friends can love boxing. And with that said, thank you for the privilege of your time. And remember to keep your hands up, chin tucked, and eyes open. And protect yourselves at all times, baby.